Welcome to my channel, guys. This is your girl Feyi, and have you subscribed to my channel? If you're just watching my videos for the first time, just subscribe to my channel. You can check all other videos on my channel. I do I focus on my faith, family, education, lifestyle, and my slogan, my motto is Joy Unlimited. So coming on my channel, just know that you're going to be having Joy Unlimited every time. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. Today I'm going to be talking about sex education with children. Sex education with children. In my course of being a teacher for the past year, I have noticed that most parents don't actually focus on their children to be able to listen to them well enough. So in today, I'll be talking about one basic thing that made me come here to talk about sex education is at what stage, at what time do you think you should introduce sex to your children? At what age, at what stage, at what part of their life do you think you need to introduce sex to your children, especially the female and in fact especially the male child? Yes, we all think the female child is the one being molested these days, but actually the male child are being molested, but nobody focuses on the male child. You only focus on the female child. And I've seen a situation whereby a parent who has both gender only focuses on allowing the girl child to know the sexual part, and gives the girl child sexual education while neglecting the boy child, which should not be so. I have come here to tell you today that boy child are percentage, girl child are being molested than boys. But I will say in my home part that boy child are being molested than girls. They have a higher percentage of being molested by girls. And the reason why the percentage according to Google is not meeting up is because boy child will never ever talk about being molested. It is only the girl child who talks about being molested. The boy child, no one has ever told the boy child to ever talk out if somebody is doing this to you. So it made me come out here to really discuss to parents, siblings. Some parents do not have time. So if you are the sister, the aunt, the uncle who can discuss about this to those children, you can also do that. Yes, the world is there's so much going on in the world right now. But just to know, I'm just here to educate you on what time you should be talking about sex education to your children. If you would like to know what time, what age, at what stage, and what part, you have to wait to the end of this video because I will be giving you tips and bits on this topic. The number one thing that I will be talking about is that no child should be neglected at a very young age. No child should be neglected at a very young age. A very neglected child is very, very prone to sexual immorality, sexual innuendos, and all the rest. So please don't neglect any child at this young age. Make sure that the same gift you're giving to the girl is what you're giving to the boy. The same compliment you give to the girl is what you give to the boy. The same attention you give to your girl is the same attention you give to your boy. This actually helps to create a parent bond between children and their parents. It enables the boy child to be able to talk, and it gives them the vibe that, oh, my parent is actually there for me. So that is one thing that I have noticed, that boy child don't actually talk with their parents. The relationship between a boy child and their parents is actually very low compared to a girl child and their parent. No child should please be neglected at the very early stage of their life. Another thing I'll be talking about is to please, when we begin to have children that begin to ask questions that you can't imagine that a child of that age can ask, please know at that point that you shouldn't make sexual innuendos in front of them. You shouldn't make sexual comments in front of them. You shouldn't act sexually as an husband and a wife in front of them. And you shouldn't allow them to watch sexual related movies. Now, it's gotten to a point where you see a 4-year-old boy, a 3-year-old boy or girl They just make a particular remark and you're like, are you sure this child said this? At that point, at that stage, please start introducing them to knowing that they should not watch TV without your permission. Start filtering what they are watching at that particular point in time, because you will discover that at this stage, the child is beginning to develop habits. That's when you see whatever it is that you have been saying to your husband, your child will just say to your husband one day. Whatever comments you've been passing on your wife, your child will just pass it one day. So you grab. It means that the child is actually learning at that particular stage. A child learns from birth, but at that moment you know that the learning is actually rapid and you need to curb some things that either the child is watching, the child is hearing, or the child is seeing. Do you understand? And at that point, please do not touch children without their permissions again. Introduce to your children what permission is. Let them know that whosoever is going to take you to the toilet should ask for permission. You, as their parents, start introducing permission to them. You want to wash their bum for them after they've used the toilet. Ask them, can I wash your bum? Yes, you are their parents. Some people say, what's this? How will I be asking my child, how can I wash your bum? Please introduce it to them so that when they go outside, they will learn to tell strangers to do it. And if they find out that the stranger did not ask for permission before doing it to them, they will be able to report to you as a parent very, very quickly than they would not. You will see that such children are prone to tell you, mommy, daddy touched me today. Mommy, uncle washed my bum for me today. Then you ask, did he ask for permission? Yes. It also fosters communication between parents and their children. These things are very, very important in the development of a child. Now, the major reason why I'm making this video is because I want us to know that when your child begins to act in a certain way, when your child begins to see things in a certain way that you've never seen before, when your child begins to act in a certain way, your child begins to pretend, you're coming into their room to check if they are slept and they pretended for you. You ask them, did you watch TV today? They lied and they said no. At that stage, please introduce sex to your children. Let them know their body parts. Do not cover any body parts for your children. I've seen parents who say, your totori. Why did you tell the girl or the boy your totori? What is totori? Let them know the actual name of these things. Your penis, your vagina. Let them know your breast. Don't make them feel ashamed because they have these things as part of their body. Let them be able to know that this is the part of your body. It is good for God. It is for God. At that stage, I don't expect any parent to tell their child that their body is actually for their husband. No. At that stage, till at least age 10, 12, let the child know that their bodies are for themselves and for God. This is going to bring down the amount of sexual immorality that children are facing from one person to the other these days. Let the child know what it is that you're preventing him for. Let the child know what it is that you don't actually prevent him for. Let the child know what their part of the body is. Stop trying to cover what cannot be covered. Because if you try to cover it at home, at schools, neighbors, they will introduce it to them. Please, that is why it is also very important to filter the type of children your child will play with. Please filter neighbors' children, filter uncles' children, filter aunties' children, because a taboo in your house might actually be something that they practice every day in their own house. Please filter what your children sees in their own house. You may have actually developed your children to a point where they now know themselves. But that place you are taking them to for vacation, that place where they are going for holidays, that place where they are going for parties, the thing that you call a taboo in your house, the things that you call a don't in your house, the things that you tell them never to in your house, can actually be the thing that is the order of the day in another person's house, in another person's party. Please make sure we filter the things that we tell our children. Let's filter it. It is going to be important. It is very, very important to filter the things that we tell our children. And I've come to the end of this video. I hope with this video, short but precise, will help you to know that sexual education is not a sin. Sexual education for children is not a sin. I have seen a 2-year-old child doing unimaginable things. You're taking a child for events. For example, a child who is well brilliant is going for competition, cowbell competition, Oxford competition, chess games, Scrabble game. They are winning already. And you're not telling them any other things about their bodies, except that you're telling them about education. This should not be so as parents. Please, let's curb this from the beginning. The more your child knows about sex, the sexual part, the more you'll be able to curb those things. Now, the spiritual aspect should not also be neglected. Sometimes a child might be brilliant enough that you want to introduce this thing to it, but ask the Holy Spirit, is this the right time to introduce this to your child? Is this the right time to introduce this to your girl, to your boy? And I'm sure he is going to tell you if it is or not. With love from your girl once again. My name is Feyi Answers. Do practice Joy Unlimited today. Be joyful, be happy, and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.